Okay. We are live. Sweet. Well, guys, welcome to another show here at Northwest Arkansas BMX Podcast, show number 11. This has been so awesome. We're now 11 shows in. Can't wait to hopefully be at least 100 shows by the end of next year, which that's kind of the goal. So that's awesome. And thank you guys for supporting me, getting this off the ground. A huge shout out to Cord Beerman, Rick Carter, Andrew Strecker, and all the other guys that tunes in every Sunday, Saturday, whenever we're live here. So yeah, here we go. Get out the show notes here. Alrighty. So, man, like I said, thanks for all you guys tuning in, or just now tuning in. So, first and foremost, I always do this, but I really want to thank our big supporters, Beer Budget BMX podcast. They did a great show over there at Beer Budget. Rick Carter, and I think his name is Mike. AOS Squared. Core Beerman over there with AOS Squared, awesome team. Couldn't ask for any other riders around supporting the podcast. NWA BMX, which I know we don't have a track yet, but it's coming. Hopefully by next summer we'll have a track. Runaway Bike Park, Jones Center for Families, amazing bike park, home of the 2018 first Red Bull Pump Track World Championship. So, what's up, all things BMX? Thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you on the show. So, we're exactly 1 week out from the USA BMX Grand Nationals. Guys, it's coming in quick. Thanks, man. Thanks. I mean, like I said, all the support, guys. It's been huge, and of course, I used to run a little podcast a couple of years back. Ran it for probably 2-3 years. Didn't really amount to much. It was just a fun thing to do during COVID. I kind of shut it down a couple of years ago, and this summer I decided, you know what, I have time on my hands. I want to do it. I want to go for it. So, thanks, guys. So yeah, like week before Grands, guys. What do you guys think of the track? The track layout, everything coming together for an epic Grands. I know the pro show is going to be epic. I know the points are, I know, pretty damn close to, I know Cam Wood, Drew Polk's down there, so he's not really, he's in there, but not like all the way in there. In the top 5 actually, I think. Let's see if I got my show notes from last week, because I had all the show notes with all the. Yeah, because of course we have, let's see, the men's pro, Cam Wood, Isaac Kennedy, Josh Jolly, Simon Marquette, Cam Larson, all those fun guys going out there and try to prove to everyone that they're the best pro and getting that title for the USA BMX year. So, I know this is probably going to be kind of a short show, but there's a lot of things going on in Tulsa. A lot of things starting tomorrow night. Well, technically starting tonight, but we're going to go start for tomorrow night. So, of course, there's going to be tracks around like Sand Springs BMX, Hardesty, in Mays County doing all different clinics by Nick Long, the captain, Connor Fields, Donovan Long. I mean, there's so many clinics. Like, I have 2 pages full of clinic notes. We'll start out for like tomorrow night. Nick Long's going to have a sprint training session at Sand Springs BMX, 4:30 to 6. $20, 15 rider limit. Get out there. It's always a good time with Nick Long. Spending with all those local kids at Sand Springs. Just sprint training just in time for Grands. And I believe this is his last sprint training until Grands. So get up on it if you are already in the area, or if you're traveling to the area, some of these events you might want to go to. Sand Springs BMX will have their Friday night local. Sign up 6:30, 7:30. $12 for the race entry fee. Get out there. It's always a fun time at Sand Springs. Awesome track operators, awesome board members, awesome people all the way around. Sand Springs has one of the best BMX volunteer bases I ever known. So get on out there. It's always fun. Then Saturday, Donovan Long is hosting 3 different clinics, 2 of them which is going to be on that Saturday. So from 12 to 2, Gates and First Straights, he'll be working with you guys. For all those riders that's going to be coming out. 4 to 6 on Saturday for adults only for Grands Prep. And if you want to just do the clinics on Saturday, it's $50 per day. If you want to do both Saturday and Sunday, it's $80. 32 rider limit. What's up, Beer Budget? Glad that you guys got to come and join us on the show. So, yeah, Donovan Long Clinic, Sand Springs BMX 2 clinics on Saturday. Jump on it. Of course, you have clinics going on at Sand Springs that day. Then you jump over about 35 minutes just to the east of Tulsa to Mays County BMX. Awesome track. I absolutely love that track. I'm a little biased on that track. I love the track. I love the atmosphere there. It's always fun. Great track operators, great board and everything. Yes, side hacks on Tuesday. We'll get to that. Like I said, we got a whole list of races, clinics, all kinds of events going on in Tulsa during Grands Week. Sign up 6 to 7 with that Mace County, $12 entry fee. Sunday, November 23rd, Donovan Lawn Clinic, Sand Springs BMX. This will be the last clinic for that. That'll be from 10 to 1. Awesome race prep and Grands prep. Then you have your Sand Springs BMX local race. Sign-ups 2 to 3. $12 an entry fee. But with one race, you got 2 races in the area. You have 2 tracks in Tulsa. You have Sand Springs BMX, Hardesty BMX, which will be the second race of the day. Sign-ups 5 to 6:30. $15 entry fee. Okay. Sounds about right, but like, hey, stories out of Porta Potty 6, I guess. You know, we're pretty much talking out of Porta Potty 9 right now, apparently. Yeah. Sand Springs and Hardesty racing that afternoon and evening. Monday, November 24th. Of course, wait. That's Tuesday. Monday, there will be the Deck Cheeseburger Clinic going on. I believe that is from 4 to 6, 21 and over clinic. That one's going to be fun, guys. If you guys don't know Dick Cheeseburger, he's an SC rider. Awesome dude. I got to meet him at the Bentonville Bike Festival this past year. Awesome guy. Got to ride with him at the rail yard and all the cool things here in Northwest Arkansas. It was just a pleasure to have him ride the stuff that I ride here. So, Tuesday, November 25th. This is a big day, guys. A lot of clinics are going on, a lot of open practice, a lot of racing. Nick Long, the Captain Clinic at Hardesty BMX, 10:30 to 1:30, 35 rider limit. That will be a $55. So my pick, man, that's hard. That is really, really hard. See if I got my list from last week. You know what? I mean, I used to somewhat be a fan of Mongoose, but of course, after everything that went down at the beginning of the year, I would have to go towards Isaac Kennedy or Josh Jolly. Josh Jolly has been doing pretty good throughout the year. Isaac Kennedy's the same way. The last 2-3 years I've been in the Grands, I got to watch Isaac and Josh Jolly go at it. And yeah, so I would have to say it'll be between those two, Justin. It'll be between those two. But yeah, the Connor Field experience at Hardesty. Tuesday, pre-Grands race at Sand Springs BMX. This is all what we're waiting for. The Intergalactical Side Hack Championship going down. If you guys are going to be there with a side hack racing, practice starts at 12 to 1. Get on it. $10 entry fee for side hack. Of course, pre-Grands race happening at night. Those races starts at 6, so be there. It's going to be epic. Even though it's not going to be at Grands, side hack championship going down. I love Sand Springs with side hacks. The heat wave this past summer. Sand Springs. I love Sand Springs with side hacks. What can I say? It's one of my favorite tracks to race side hacks. So, Does wood get brought from mongoose, win or lose? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You never know. With mongoose kind of going downhill, and it's been pretty obvious all year. I mean, between the connection between Walmart and mongoose, I've seen less of mongoose spikes in Walmarts in the past 2 months than I have the entire year. I mean, I used to go into Walmart and I'd see like 7 to 10 mongoose spikes, even mountain bikes. I only walk into these Walmarts up here and see probably 2 to 4 of them at most. So yeah, I'm actually interested to see if wood does get dropped for mongoose, win or lose. But I say if he wins at the Pro Spectacular, I think would probably end up staying on mongoose. I don't know. Everything just has to depend. Yeah, man. That would be interesting. That would be interesting to see if wood goes to daylight after Grands. Daylight has been building up their riders, and I've seen it over the past 5 years. Amazing bikes. Of course, you got Elise Willoughby on daylight, which she hasn't been seen this year, but I think she's going to make a return next year, hopefully. Let's see, who else was on daylight for the men's pro? I feel like there was a men's pro that was for daylight. But yeah, that would be interesting. That would be really, really interesting. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, with Huffy on the rise, that I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been paying too much attention to daylight since, I've seen them doing some good stuff over there. But, I mean, like I said, it'd be interesting to see what happens to wood after Grands, win or lose. But, with Huffy on the rise, you have Mongoose declining, and you got, what's the other team that was declining? I had it in my notes a couple weeks ago, but I kind of think something else is going on behind the scenes that we have yet seen, or to be seen. Yeah, because I had a conversation with one of my buddies up here, and it was pretty interesting. I say one of the current BMX brands is going to be stacked and possibly shipped around locally at your local store, but I'm going to wait and see how that one plays out, because it's just only a theory. Chase is stacked. Chase has always been stacked. I mean, from the beginning, you have Connor Fields, you have Isaac Kennedy, you have Barry Nobles, you have Tyler Brown. Like, you cannot go around Grands and just go through the pit areas and see the Chase area. You have 2 vet pros, you have 1 former pro, 1 current pro, man. Yeah. Chase is going to be stacked, and I'm surprised. I haven't really seen anything out of a woman pro on the Chase team. Maybe they will have a woman pro for Chase. I'd like to see it. I mean, some of these teams I've seen come and gone. I've seen Kuhara, Stats, DK. I haven't really seen much out of DK in the last couple of years. Of course, I ride DK, but I haven't seen hardly any pros for DK. And also Haro, like, that was one of the other ones that was on the Beer Budget show a couple of years ago, a couple of weeks ago. And that's interesting. Like, with Haro making that decline, making changes, Mongoose is on that trend, anything can happen. I personally like to see Redline make a comeback. I know they're still making the entry-level bikes. I haven't seen them make any Redline Flight, carbon frames. So it'd be interesting if they come back into the game full blast. I kind of like to see other old school brands such as Murray, Kuwahara, Powerlight. Powerlight's somewhat came back probably 2-3 years ago, and I haven't really seen them since. So, yeah, it's really interesting what's going on there. So, yeah. So, yeah, like other events coming up, you have the Taco Tuesday at Hardesty, Willie Contest, and Jump Contest at Hardesty next Tuesday. Coffee with the Pros, Movie Night at Hardesty, Thanksgiving Day Dinner, Pro Championship going on next Friday. Of course, they added the King of Dirt, which is, I haven't seen that in quite some time, so I'm actually, that's pretty cool. I might go see that. Then, of course, if you guys are old school guys, come on out to the Moto's Vintage Bike Show there, just on the south side of the building, close to the building entrance, 9 to 1. Cash Matthews always had a really good setup there. Come by, say hi. I might be there for a couple hours. Come by, say hi. Food drive. So there's a food drive going on between the 26th and 28th, which is Wednesday and Friday. BMX Ministry. If you guys want to donate some food, donate it to the BMX Ministry pit area. It's all going for a good cause. Ooh, that's interesting. Rumor has it that the factory beer budgeting received an infusion of money by signing Carbon Cartel. So you know in your beer budget might sign some factory notice. Oh man. Rick, are you not telling us something? You're not telling us something over here? Man. You didn't sign me up for the intermediate class for crying out loud. I don't know. I got kind of like a little Kickstarter team. I'm just a team of 3 right now, so not much, but hey, it's just all fun with BMX. Man. But yeah, also some important things for Grands guys, for those that are first time, going to Grands for the first time. Or those that has been going to Grands, but there's like little bits and pieces of Grands that you kind of don't know. So yesterday I get a text message from one of my buddies in Tulsa. Of course, every year going to Grands, there's one thing that always runs through my mind. Always have a bike lock, because people will come into the building, steal the bikes, and don't really care. So he got 2 of his race bikes stolen yesterday, right from the back of his truck, and One of them has been found, but the other one, the guy took off on it, and fortunately he lost him last night. So this is one of the big deals every year. I always remind everybody at Grants. So, yeah, always bring bike locks. They're probably the most safest thing that you can probably do to secure your bikes. Factory inners are cheaper than the salary cap USA BMX is putting us under. Yeah, that's true. Us intermediates just want to have fun, just like the other guys. Factory inners, everyone smoking hot district. Okay. Okay, that was a good one. The factory inners have them smoking hot district moms that Rick Carter likes. Yeah, whenever Rick Carter and Straight Hacking lines up on the gate for the Side Act Championship, it never seems to amaze me they hold up a sign that says for the district moms. And I can't resist of not falling over and laughing every time I watch that video. So, maybe, just maybe, I have a sign made for you, Rick. So, yeah. What do you guys think about the flow sports or the flow bikes for Grands? I know a lot of people's been not really liking that entire idea. Yes, bring the porta potty to Grands, or in this case, try to find a porta potty. Go cut lines with you. You know what? I haven't seen that, but I'm interested. Yeah, flow bikes. I know everyone's kind of two-sided on that. It's good for the pros, but yet it's not good for everybody else. And I'm kind of leaning on the side of not good for everybody else because I have family that wants to watch, and that usually watches every year. But like now I have to pay $30 so they can watch here at home. You know, I understand where they're going with the pros, but like for grants in particular, it should be free. They should be able to even cut out the pro races. But, you know, that's just me. I never really like the idea of flow bikes. So, yeah. Yeah, I just don't. And I know a lot of track operators there locally in Tulsa. Like, I get it. They're going to be local. They're going to be local no matter what. They're going to be able to go to Grands, go to watch the Grands. Their families will be able to go see them in Tulsa at the fairgrounds. But what about other riders from like East Coast, West Coast? Riders that are out of state and that won't be able to make it to Grands and they want to watch their age group. You know, that's something that USA BMX needs to consider. Like a lot of families don't pay for anything for BMX because they're not involved with BMX, but they want to watch their family member race on Thanksgiving weekend. So. Yeah, I've been in the sport, I think it's my 13th year. This is my 10th year going to Grands. I mean, the last 5 years, I've kind of seen a drastic change with the sport. that I didn't think it would ever happen, but you know, unfortunately, it's going, in my view, kind of going downhill. You know, and I guess the monopoly of the entire game, you got to spend more to play the game. Usually, you go to a local race, pay, I think it was $7-10 per race, where now it's like $12. So, NWA BMX is actually supposedly going to be opening around July of next year. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get done on the list of stuff that, like the new gate. The new gate is going to be just like the Grand's Gate. It's, of course, we're going to have, I don't know if we're going to have asphalt or Shot Creek turns, natural starting hills there, but right now we're just working on funding, and that takes a little bit more than what we originally thought or what we were already told. So, we already have the land. We have the land. The track layout, of course, had to be redone twice. So, from what I seen a few weeks ago, it's one of the most unique track layouts I've seen by far. And, of course, it's way different than your normal M-shaped track, W-shaped track. So, yeah, NWA BMX will be opening next summer. Hopefully it opens. I think this will be 2.5 years without a track here in Northwest Arkansas. A lot of our locals have come and gone. We had at least 60 riders in the men's class, and we're down to 19 riders in the last 2.5 years, and that's pretty sad. But of course, the city that had us at their park didn't really like us that much, because all the other neighbors were causing a ruckus. Yeah, it's very sad of how everything went from exciting to not exciting real quick. But I'm not going to go much in that detail. But yeah, hopefully we'll get our track up and running. I know we're going to try to incorporate with me and Corey Bierman. We're going to have a side act series here, pit bike race, bringing that kind of race back. Yeah, all the fun stuff. We're going to make sure all the fun stuff will be going to our track. Also, one of the coolest things here at Grand's is the Nick Long Duffel Bag Dash. So tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, tomorrow is the last day to do the Duffel Bag Dash online auction. If you haven't jumped on there, grab put a bid in for a jersey, jump on there. We're raising money for the pros and amateurs. Nick Long is an awesome guy putting that on. The last 3-4 years he's put it on, raised I believe $100,000 for the amateurs and pros. So a huge shout out to Nick Long. Also, I will be doing a grand show next Tuesday at Sand Springs for the Intergalactical Side Hack Championship. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. Next Sunday, we will be live at the Grands for the Undertaker Birthday Bash. Kind of like a first time thing. Maybe own time thing, I'm not sure. But yeah, 2 shows next week. It's going to be fun. Go back to last week's notes. So yeah, going back to like the pro championship titles. Who you have on winning the vet pro class, the men's class, women's class. Of course, you have the ABA Futures men's and women's class. There's several pros lined up. Points are close. Vet pro, you have Jeff Upshaw, Corey Reed, Alan Hudson, Nick Long, Emilio Fala. Men's pro, you have Cam Wood, Isaac Kennedy, Josh Jolly, Simon Marquis, Cameron Larson. Women pro, could it be Molly Simpson, the Canadian, winning it all? Laura Reynolds, Peyton Reinauer, Delaney Vaughn, Olivia Armstrong, and of course, setting that number 6 spot, the Supercross rider, Lexi Colby, which she broke her arm last week, so it could be anybody in those classes. I think since Molly Simpson's been putting on a good show, Laura Reynolds, she's been also putting on a good show the last couple of years. I would have to say Peyton Ridenauer, just because she's a Tulsa rider. I say Peyton Ridenauer because she has been riding phenomenally, and I can't wait to see what she can do. The last few weeks I've seen her at Hardesty, Sand Springs. She's riding flawless right now, so hopefully that sticks for Grands. So my pick in the women pro would probably be Peyton Ridenauer. So where are you guys? Hopefully I see you guys at Grands. I know the All Things BMX show is going to be out there doing a crossover with Beer Budget next Wednesday. I think that's at 7 o'clock, I think. So if you guys want to jump in on that, watch that show. Like I said, Beer Budget and All Things BMX, amazing team podcast. I love enjoying and watching them, all the cool stuff that I don't see behind the scenes, but yeah, just all cool in general. Also, after the Grands, Sand Springs BMX will be hosting the Side Hack Christmas Classic, December 14th. It's going to be a first-time thing. Hopefully that's going to be a good one to go and watch, and of course I'll be racing it. So, and that's about it, like on the topic sheet. But like, if you guys have any topics on it, I'm all open ears. This is an open show. The pre-Grands open show. Sweet, yeah. Of course, I'm going to do what I did last year and just watch from the outside of the pit area. That was fun getting to watch that last year. That was really cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome. That would be an honor for me to come and join you guys. Like I said, I've just started this show back in July. I'm working my way up. Hopefully, it'll be better by next year. But yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be real awesome. Dude, thanks, Justin. Of course, Rick Carter can find me real easy. Just look for the big black jacket and big hat. So yeah, Grand starting next week. The biggest race of the year. Can't wait. Yeah, practice Wednesday. Rock Thursday, Friday. Grand's Saturday, Sunday. Thanks, Justin. It's been a fun time doing these shows. But yeah, I don't have much on the topic sheet left besides. Yeah, man, I'll send you a message a little bit later. But yeah, I don't think we have much left. But yeah, I would love to be a part of that next Wednesday. Rick, are you going to be in Tuesday by chance for the side hack race? If not, I could pull you in for the Sunday show. Yeah, a lot of cool things going on next week. Clinics. Man. Just a lot of things in general going on. But that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Like I said, you guys are awesome. I enjoy watching both of the shows. I watch a little bit of Coffee Chatter, but not too much. I forgot what Jay Oaks' podcast is. He does an awesome podcast over there. The BMX Breakthrough. They do an awesome podcast over there. All these BMX podcasts, it's fun to listen in, tune in. Yeah, all the great stuff. But anyways, we're gonna kind of thanks a lot. Anyways, we're gonna kind of tune off of here. I know it's gonna be a late night, and I have an early start in the morning, so I hope to see you guys there in Tulsa. Next show 12, will be at Sand Springs BMX for the Intergalactical Side Hack Championship for the pre-grands race at Sand Springs. I believe our show is going to be at 4 or 4:30 that afternoon. Have some interviews with the Side Hack teams. It's going to be a great one, guys. Grands this year, it's going to be fun. Of course, I'm no longer with my old team, but hey, I've had fun being the privateer. Of course, I'm bringing 3 or 4 first-timers to the Grands. It's going to be fun. Getting to show them around. Just being that BMX ambassador. So. But anyways, guys, I'm going to jump off here. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully see you in Tulsa.